Hey guys, Eagle Trading checking in. It is March 25th, 5:20 p.m. Sorry I didn't get out an intraday. I had some issues with my screen recording software. Screen Rec, REC, should be WRECK. Not good. So, I don't know, but everybody will probably say this is a great day today. Today was a little bit of a scary day for me when I look at the market action and how easily this market can give up what's a steady gain to the upside. It looked like short covering, then it looked like good buying. I did short the SPY a few times today and covered, and then shorted a little bit up at the 265 area or 255 area, I think I was at, and change, and then held it into the close. I didn't expect to get what I got, but let's kind of figure out what happened, where we're headed, and what I'm concerned about. So here's the daily closing SMA, 9-day closing SMA. You can see we started to pull away on this big hammer when the market started to rocket down. There was one day where we closed above it, and talk about a bull trap. There's a bull trap right there, and then we proceeded to start stretching away from it. Big down day there on huge volume. I'd like to see an update with that much volume, but big day, down day, huge volume. In fact, we can't get above that candle, it seems like, on a close since the last 4 days. So here's this line that I've been talking about, and this is where my concern comes in. And there's a little bit of a bear trap there, so we got a little bit of indecision here. This is what you'd call a spinning top if it was a candle, but you can see we started to compress the last few days on the 9, and then finally we started to push above it yesterday. We closed just above it for the first time since 15 days ago, or 10 trading days, however you want to look at it, and then wham, today looked like we were just off to the races. And looking back, here's my concern that I've been talking about. Let's do the 5-year. You guys have seen this chart that I've drawn many times, I'm sure. Here's my channel lines. They go way back. Upper channel, obviously, has been spot on. We kind of think this is our momentum channel. Anytime we've spent more than 4 days under these levels, we've seen a directional change. Well, not so good, because we got well more than 4 days under. Then where did we bounce off to today? I'm sorry, right there, boom, right on the line. So that's a line we just looked at. And that's where we could not get through. Give me 4 days above this and I'll be constructive on the market. Until that, I'm still very cautious and slightly bearish, but I'm also bullish down here short term. The longer we spend in this trading range, the next movement's going to be probably have some power to it, some continuation. So you consolidate and then you bust above there, you're probably headed higher. You consolidate and you start breaking down below here, we got problems. So one of the stocks that I was trading today, MFA, this thing's crazy, was $7. It's got to be in real estate. Didn't even look at it. Just saw the price action. Picked it up on my scanner. Not pre-market. I would have mentioned it. And the intraday was insane today on this one. I can't begin to tell you. I was buying 2,000 share lots in and out in this little channel that I created. Not the best looking chart right there. Sorry about that. Let's back it up. Kind of look at it from a different perspective. You'll get the idea of what I'm looking at, though. So this little area in here, I wonder if I can zoom it in looking at the whole thing. You get the idea, though. Started buying in pre-market in the 80-cent area, and then was adding along the way and then selling. So this trend line goes further back, and once it broke this wedge here, hopefully this doesn't mess everything up. I don't know why it's messing it up, but you can see the wedge there that we were looking at. Once it broke that wedge, man, it was off to the races. Probably has something to do with the SMAs that are still up there, but in any case, you can see the wedge right there. That comes back from the pivot drop off. We drew it right across there. Was it pure luck and Mickey Mouse technicals? I don't know, but as soon as it got through there, man, it started to rocket. And then we got a close here. Whew. I still got shares of this. I didn't realize it was up that high in aftermarket. I haven't looked at it. Kind of happy about that. Anyway, there's that. My concern too is looking at our old general, Amazon. If the general's not moving through the trend lines, then the soldiers aren't going to either. So I know everybody's going to say, it was sector rotation today into some cyclicals or whatever they're going to tell you on CNBC. But Amazon's been a concern, not being able to get into the momentum line. Let's look at the 1 year. I don't know why I put that up there. Sorry, guys. We've had this momentum line up there. Let's get rid of this SMA. That's probably what's messing up the charts. We've had that momentum line up there for a while, and we've talked about how well it's held up when the market was down. Now the market's doing good. It can't push through there. A little concerning. I know, it's like you said, like they're going to say rotation. It's possible, but for this market to really get legs and start to, grind back up again, thinking this is just a one-off here with this Black Swan event, I'd like to see this start to at least hang out in that area and not have that kind of energy price rejection there. So you saw the MFA. We got the HAPP that I mentioned in my pre-market video. This one's a little sketchy, but I was buying it at 440 in pre-market, adding 500 share blocks on the way down. Not my best work, but I still think there's more to come on HAPP. Why I have these charts up, I have no idea. So these channels, let me remove those channels. I still think this is a good hold, especially with they have news coming out later in the week, and it does have a little bit of a Corona ingredient to it mixed in as well. So I think this is going to be an interesting chart, an interesting stock too. They actually make money, as I mentioned, in pre-market. It is an IPO, so maybe that's why it's getting so skewed on the daily 1 year. So let's do an intraday, and we'll do like a 20-day and see what we look at here. So here's the channels I was playing on this, and it was breaking down during the day. Didn't like to see that. If that's the one I'm looking at, that's it, HAPP. Then we finally broke the wedge. And then we got a little bit of weakness later in the day, and then we regained it right in here. I thought we had the momentum line held. We did, and we broke back down. But then we're kind of pulling back to the upside again. So this one was a little bit hard to trade intraday. It was all over the place. Big moves in pre-market, got as high as almost $5 a share. But like I said, blue sky territory. This one's an IPO. They make money, very low debt. I'm holding it. So let's see what happens with that one. I bought a little Borg Warner today. UVXY, we couldn't tell what the heck was going on. I said it might get up to 73 or so. I didn't trade it at all today. It's got no real direction. It's still kind of dislocated from the market, if that's the best word I can use to describe it. But UVXY is acting a little weird here. Let's look at the 10-day on here and see what we can find on the 10-day minute chart, if that skews up anything. In any case, you guys know the channels. I didn't really trade it today. We thought maybe we could get up to 73 and then kind of fade. I can't even do SVXY when the market's rallying. So they're both just hands off right now. I'm not touching either one of them. Very confusing stocks. Let's see how the market goes tomorrow. I'm a little bit short going into the jobs number. I don't think it's going to be fantastic. It could be a sell the rumor, buy the news, though. If the market goes, flips over, it could go red to green later. We're kind of neutral here. Let's see what tomorrow brings.